with the content, guys. Yeah, was supposed to come on with many other contents, right? But at this point in time, I couldn't have because I was pretty extremely busy, stuff like that, and just going on about with a lot of things that pertaining to life itself and stuff like that, right? So at the end of the day, we're just going to come and talk about this content, and this content is extremely disturbing and troubling. But what can I say? I don't know if you guys heard about the story. I'm just coming back, that I have a few little bit of time on my hand that I could come back and give you guys a content on the channel rather. I've been, like I said, extremely busy running around with myself, family, work, and everything else that goes with life, right? Remember, at the end of the day, we have different lives, different things to do, and then we have, different things to do other than social media. But I still can't forget you guys. You guys made up the channel. You guys, are going to be the one to make the channel what it is or where it ends up in the future. So I always have to come and remember, without you guys, this channel wouldn't be what it is. Hey Joshua. So we want to unpack the story. Since I haven't been on the channel that much, I'm just dropping some shorts. You guys know that it's garden time. So I'm just dropping shorts after shorts because, just to show in the garden and stuff like that. Okay. So now I'm back on the channel, guys. Thank you for being patient with me. And to pat that patient for me to be coming on, sometime, not no time, sometimes, and a lot of times, and then you guys don't really see me and you guys only see shorts, right? Anyhow, people, this story, like I said, is troubling. This story is disturbing. This story was supposed to be on front news, frontline, but I guess it missed a lot of people who don't consider this kind of story. Now, this is in a first world country, and you wonder, how come this occur? Why these things are occur? Why these things are happening in these kind of time? Well, we're not sure. They say that mental illness is real, but does mental illness brings out this case? I am not sure. Not only that, the child was 14, the victim was 14. So let's unpack the story. I am going to read to the best of my ability, and then I'm going to give you guys the audio. Then we're going to move on to a few things that I see that I want to come and talk about. Then I'm just going to wrap up the live and wrap up the live like how you wrap up in the blanket. Seeing? So hope you guys are doing fine. Hope you guys' weekend was wonderful, great. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Don't forget to make the children enjoy themselves first. Then you come after. Once you get the children out of the way and you get them out of that boredom stage, they will be good for back to school. Don't forget to also for the back to school shopping. Don't forget to start pick up from now, this and that, little this, little that, little this, little that. Because once you start to buy everything in a rush, start to buy everything in September, things are going to be extremely expensive and it's going to hard to do if you have more than one children in the household. So when you pick up a little shirt here and I pick up a little shirt on sale there and there and there and there, don't be afraid to start on the clearance rack. People, they're going to school to learn. Education is the key of life. As long as you go to school appropriate, dress clean and nice, you're going to learn. Everything is good now. Okay, we don't have to kill up ourselves. I'm not saying I don't buy the Nikes. I don't really buy Jordans for my children that much, but knock yourself out what you want to buy and stuff like that. But just buy things all you can and just remember to start early. You'll thank me later. You'll get more stuff when you start early, and you'll shop even cheaper when you start early, right? Because you can find shirt $20, $16, especially those sweaters now, they're going on sale. By the time the end of summertime, by the time August, the summer stuff them are boiling down gonna be on sale. So forth. You buy them, you put them down. At least when it's ready to go back to school, you have about 6, 7 different outfits, and then they can wear the rest of the stuff for the rest of the week or the rest of the school term, because always when it comes to school, first 2 weeks is just when you pack out all of the good new things them, and then the rest of the week they wear what they have been wearing all this time. Okay, guys? So let's move on. Enough about all them things. When I come, I chat about a bag of things. So if you don't like it, just wait till the live drop, skip out the live, and watch the content. Yes? Because like I said, I talk enough when I'm missing in action, and when me come, I talk about a lot of things. All right, people? So let's unpack. Enough about me talking. All right? Let's unpack. I'm going to read to the best of my ability. So we're all the way in London, okay? A man armed with a Samaria sword. Samara sword, Samara sword like him a ninja. Samara sword. What is this man doing with a Samara sword? Tell me. Who murdered a London boy on his way to school during a rampage that seriously injured 5 other people, was sentenced to life in prison on Friday. Marcus Arduni Muzzo was condemned as a wicked by Daniel Anjonirin's father, who described the agony of finding his 14-year-old son, right, crumpled in a pool of blood outside their home shortly after he left for school on April 30th, 2024. So you be asking me, yo, how did we get here? Well, the man just got sentenced. Didn't you not heard about this case? Well, I'm here to unpack everything. Everybody's talking about everything else. So why not talk about something that nobody's not talking about, right? Because we always say we try to be different over here and not like everybody else, because most likely we're not followers, we're leaders. Yes? Anyways, it has been the worst nightmare experience of our lives. Dr. M. Benzer, our journey said during the sentencing. Remember, this man is a doctor. A doctor, son murdered brutally. All right, let's continue. All right, during the sentencing in Central Criminal Court, to have to go through the pain of losing a child in such a cruel and savage way, no family should have to go through this. Monzo, 37, convicted Wednesday of Ajurin's murder, along with 3 counts of attempted murder and 1 count each of wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, aggravated burglary, and possessing a bladed article. All right, guys? So this happened in 2024. Justin Joel Bathani set the scene of the crime on the streets of East London, where he said people had just set out for work and children were heading to school when Manzo plowed his van into the pedestrian and unleashed a 20-minute forensic attack that came to an end only after a police used stun gun to immobilize him. People? All the police them did get hurt as well, if you guys didn't know about it, all right? That peaceful business scene was devastated. And members of the public were attacked, okay? Attacked people. Most of these people were attacked. Police officers were gravely injured, like I told you guys. A couple were terrified in their own home. And a clever, talented, much-loved young boy who was killed by a savage blow with a sword. Bathany said, "You, Marcus Ardini Monzo, did all of that." Prosecutor said that the drug use trigger a psychotic episode. So that's when I started the conversation. I said, did mental illness started with this, or this was just a drug fiend person use a kind of drug to go out there and create his scene and his chaotic war lightning or belief on the public. All right. So prosecutor said the drug use triggered the psychotic episode that turned violent, with Monzo kill his cat. So the first victim was a cat. Wizard, after voices in his head told him the pet was sapping his energy and he needed to kill and eat it. So what kind of pill did he take, people? What kind of psychotic medication he was on? So this man took some drugs, he claimed, and then in his mind, the voices said, kill the cat, because the cat is basically taking his energy. And the voice in his head told him to kill and eat the cat. After that, he ended up killing the black boy. After that, he moved on to injure many more. And after that, he ended up injuring the police. Because, in London, England, they said that knife, sword, and those things are weapons. In many other countries, guns and everything else, okay? And they said most likely in England, a lot of the police don't walk with guns, okay? Before he could do that, though, he said he was overcome by feelings that Armageddon was imminent. That was Armageddon, people. Was imminent. No, you tell me. And left his home in his van for his parents' house. On the way, he rammed his car into the security guard, Dontano Lulu, who he attacked with the sword and said he was going to kill him. He slashed the man's neck, but Ahu was able to get away. All right, people? So the first victim was the cat. The second one was the security guard. The third was the black young 14-year-old on his way to school. All right? Monza then ambushed Ajurin, who was wearing headphones. Remember, we tell you how dangerous a headphone is outside now in today's society. You're dumb to what's going on around you. You're dumb to your surroundings. So I beg my children all the time, when you're going outside in the community, in the surrounding, crossing the roads and all, come off of your phone, pay attention, please. Headphones are always going to be there, no matter what. Okay, guys? Let's continue. Monzo then ambushed a Jurin who was wearing headphones and didn't hear a neighbor warning him of the swordman. So basically, the neighbor was shouting, maybe run, 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 running and screaming. He, poor little guy, didn't hear because he's on his way to school focusing on his music. We were shouting and waving towards Daniel as he came out. Esti, the basket skate, said after the attack, he just happened right before our eyes. It was horrible. Monzo nearly beheaded the teen with the 2-foot, 60-centimeter blade and stabbed him as he laid on the ground. When the police officers arrived and tried to help the boy, Monzo sprung from the bushes nearby and bolted. Constable Yasmin Machuf Whitfield gave chase and suffered what police said were brutal and life-changing injuries, include to a fractured skull and severe nerve damage when he lunged at her. Oh no. Monzo then broke into a nearby home where he awoke a couple who had been sleeping with their 4-year-old daughter. He shouted about believing in God and attacked the girl's father, wounding his neck and arm. In his fatal act of violence, he struck the police inspector Malou Campbell once with the sword before he was subdued with a stun gun and arrested. Okay, guys? Jurors determined Monzo was responsible for his action after prosecutor, after prosecutor argued that the attack was caused by his cannabis use. So since people take cannabis and had a psychotic notion or belief they go kill cat and eat cat, and to go out there to brutalize a black boy and stab him while he's dead on the ground. Marijuana smokers, hello? So they say stop smoking marijuana, and I wonder what kind of marijuana he was smoking. Was it lace? What was it laced with? I am not sure. What other underlying mental issue this man possibly have, and what other medication he took with the cannabis, rather. Okay? Let's unpack. All right? Rather than underlying mental health condition, Monzo, who has dual Spanish and Brazilian citizenship, said that an injury from a mixed martial arts had led him in a spiritual quest, and he consumed ayahuasca. I have to say that, of course, and frequently smoke marijuana. So he's basically taking a hallucinogen substance and mix it with the marijuana people. So that's why he claimed he was out of control. But the prosecutor and the jury still hold him accountable, and he still got prison time life. Okay, guys? Let's continue to unpack, all right? Prosecutor said Monzo had an interest in violence and a far-right extremist and conspiracy theories. See there? He had shared vaccine misinformation and likely social media posts on X praising Adolf Hitler. Oh no. Monzo told jurors he believed that the earth was flat and that the 9/11 attack was probably conspiracy. He also spoke about his practice of drinking his own urine. And I spoke to you guys about that in the past, that somewhere in China, pregnant ladies, after giving birth, they drink teenagers, boys' urine. Remember I said so? Okay, guys. So while people were saying yuck when Cassie get pissed on, other people in their culture believe that urine is gold, people, as in the golden shower. Okay, so we'll shout out yuck. Disgusting. Okay, guys. So I want to give you guys rather the audio of this whole content that I just spoke about in regards of this Sayama sword guy out here, basically like a lunatic, killing and everything of that sort. So now I am going to unpack this one with the video itself, guys. And I'm telling you, the video is disturbing, but what can we say? And we're just going to add that in this content right here, guys, to let you guys know more to the depth what occurred in this story, okay?
How can I not rush in? Look at this.
He can barely contain his excitement. With this 23-inch sword he ordered online, Marcus Monzo went on to murder a schoolboy and try to kill 4 others. But the cat in this video was his first victim.
See?
Early morning in April last year, he was driving this van. Donato Irule was on his way to work. He's shown by this pink arrow. Monzo then drove into him before getting out and hitting him in the neck with the sword. Mr. Irule is filmed screaming as he runs away.
See?
He survived. But 14-year-old Daniel Angerin, who had left home moments before, was heading to school when Monzo saw and attacked him. The jury heard the injuries to Daniel's neck and head were unsurvivable.
He just killed that boy. He just killed him.
As Daniel's body lay in the street, neighbours rang for help, but it was Monzo who greeted the ambulance.
Look there. And the ambulance have to take off, guys. Look.
And when the first police officers arrived, armed with a type of pepper spray,
Drop the sword!
they quickly realised they needed backup.
Like close, more units, more units!
Monzo ignored repeated calls to stop. Instead, he replied with rambling questions about whether God is here.
Drop it!
There.
Drop! Drop it!
This was the beginning of a chase that saw two officers badly injured. The first was slashed to the head, shoulder,
See
and
there?
arm.
Police officer stopped! Police officer stopped!
But
God.
Monzo wasn't finished. The court heard how he then got into one of the homes on this street through an unlocked back door. The couple inside woke up to find him standing over them in their bedroom. He then hit the man on the arm with his sword. The prosecution said the only reason he didn't kill them both was because their 4-year-old daughter started crying, and that made Monzo leave the house. Back outside, an inspector took Monzo on with his baton, but was struck on the hand and bleeding.
Toilet tape for the governor, quick!
Again, Monzo made a run for it, but eventually he was cornered, tasered, and arrested. The weapon finally out of his hands. He claimed in court that he didn't remember what happened that
See him
day
there?
and admitted to drinking hallucinogenic tea and smoking cannabis in the past.
See you there?
But today the jury found him guilty of murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. In 20 minutes of violence, Monzo killed Daniel Angerin and scarred those who tried to protect others for life. Ellie Pitt, ITV News.
So you see, people? So that's what I was telling you guys all this time about that man. So did you guys heard about that case? And if you didn't hear that case, wow. So from there, people, we want to move to the mushroom murder. Remember the mushroom murder case that I came and unpacked? And I said to you guys, oh my God, this mushroom case is going on for a while. This is a mushroom case where she basically poisoned her in-law and poisoned her sister as well, people. And a few of them passed away and yada, yada, yada. And this case has been going on for a while. And I said to you, as soon as we get to some things, I'm going to come back and revisit the case. Let's revisit today, please and thanks, okay? Let's revisit, please, on the mushroom murder case, okay, guys? If you guys didn't remember, 1 second. So I had to mute you guys.
July 2023.
So I had to mute you guys because it's commercial. So let's remember and let's revise going back to the mushroom murder case. Like I said to you guys, and I did a content on that. So if you want to know about that mushroom murder case, go on my channel, go look for that live. It's there. But I'm just giving you guys a little bit of update what's happening now with the murder mushroom case, okay?
5 family members sat down for lunch at this house in rural Victoria. Just days later, 3 of them. Prosecutors said their husband Patterson had invited them under the pretense of discussing a fake cancer diagnosis. Now we know she planned to murder her guests by putting poisonous death cap mushrooms in the beef Wellington she had served to them. Her victims were all related to her estranged husband. His parents, Don and Gail Patterson, and his aunt Heather Wilkinson, all died after the lunch. Only Heather's husband Ian, a local pastor, survived. In the days after their deaths, Erin Patterson broke down in front of the cameras that had assembled at her house.
Gail's never been anything but good and kind to me.
You're there.
And Ian
They
and Heather
poisoned her.
were some of the best people I've ever met.
So that's the perpetrator, guys, and the people that I just showed, those are people that she murdered, basically, okay? One is in coma, blah, blah, blah. She's on trial for murder. Since we want to unpack some more what's happening in the court case, okay, guys? So I'm going to give you guys my face, rather, okay? Or a screensaver protector, basically. Okay, guys? So from there, like I said, the mushroom murder trial is going on still, guys, and we're just going to give you guys up to date what's happening now. I mean, we always came and talk about a few other things and stuff like that. Okay, guys. So right now, Erin Patterson guilty, every detail for the inside of the mushroom trial. And basically right now, guys, as I said, we covered this already and stuff like that, right? And this case, like I said, was troubling and disturbing and stuff like that, right? But they found her guilty, and I just want to unpack it, telling you guys they came to the verdict. So I came to tell you guys because I did this case.
Did murder Amber
Okay.
Johnson?
Brett, any moment now we should be hearing those verdicts. We've just been told that the jury is back in the courtroom. I've just had my computer in front of me waiting for our colleague Penelope Lish to send through those verdicts, so just bear with me. I might take a few moments because I want to make sure that I get these correct, but I can let you know that the jury is back in the courtroom. No other family members in yet. Erin is staring straight ahead. She's in the room wearing a paisley top. Her hair is down as per usual. We know that the informant, Detective Stephen Eppingstall is in.
We've got the
And
first
Brett,
verdicts
sorry.
now.
Listen.
I can
Listen.
let you know, Brett, that for the attempted murder charge for Pastor Ian Wilkinson, Erin Patterson is guilty. For the charge of murder for Heather Wilkinson, Erin Patterson is guilty.
My.
For the alleged murder of Gal Patterson, guilty.
You're there.
And finally, Brett, we're just waiting for that last charge to come through. For the alleged murder of Donald Patterson, Erin Patterson is guilty of murder. So, Brett, we can confirm that Erin Patterson has been found guilty on all charges.
Wow.
So, Erin Patterson has been found guilty of the murders of Don and Gal Patterson and Heather Wilkinson, and guilty of the attempted murder of Pastor Ian Wilkinson. Brett, we've been told that Erin Patterson is breathing very deeply. She's been watching the jury now. She's been blinking a lot, which we've seen from Erin Patterson a lot throughout the course of the trial. But wow, what an extraordinary result, Brett, for a trial that has been anything but ordinary from the very, very beginning.
Well, there it is. Erin Patterson guilty on all charges.
Okay, guys. So when I came and said to you guys, hey guys, did you guys hear about the mushroom case or the mushroom court case that are happening right now in Australia? This is what I'm talking about, guys. I reminded you guys, anytime I do a content or so, one or two content, if there's a trial going on that I came and talked to you guys about, then I am going to come and tell you guys, well, guys, this is what occurred. She's going to be facing the possible life in prison and all of that for all of that conviction. And I said to you guys, look at my content about the mushroom murder, and I gave you guys a backstory not too long about how did we get here at the guilty verdict. Okay, guys? So right now she's facing possible life in prison. Let's get to that. All right? Give me a second.
Triple murder trial which has captivated the world. After 6 days of deliberations, a jury this afternoon found Erin Patterson guilty of murdering her 3 in-laws and guilty of trying to murder a 4th. Ultimately, they were convinced beyond reasonable doubt that Patterson deliberately poisoned her lunch guests with death cap mushrooms hidden inside a beef Wellington dish. We have special coverage with a team of reporters who have been covering every angle of this case. First to Abby Dinham, who joins us live from Morwell. Abby, the verdict was delivered as the trial entered its 11th week.
That's right, Jen. The jury retired a week ago today to consider its verdict. This afternoon, they indicated to the court that they'd reached a unanimous decision that Erin Patterson is guilty on 3 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. Patterson showed no emotion from the dock as the verdicts were read out. She's been behind bars for more than 600 days. Now she faces the possibility of life in prison. It's been almost 2 years since the deaths of Don and Gal Patterson and Heather Wilkinson.
consent. So this has been an incredibly long wait for these families. Now this trial that's attracted global attention finally has its verdict. It was a trial that captured global attention. 3 people dead, 1 left fighting for life after consuming death cap mushrooms hidden in a...
So people, this was the meal she made and hid the poisonous mushroom in it and served it to her in-laws. So she want to wipe out so many. When these people ready to kill, they don't kill one. But we don't really hear about these things on the news, do we? You want to hear about it if I didn't come and utter the story. So if you really want to hear the backstory and everything about the story, knock yourself out, go on YouTube and search for that story. Or you could do me a favor and watch the content, like the content, and comment below in that content that I did maybe a month ago, weeks ago, rather. Okay, guys? So I'm just came to come and say, guys, we got to the verdict. Guys, remember that mushroom story, that mushroom murder? Here we are today, Monday, July. Here we are. Guilty, possible life in prison without no parole. So let's unpack some more stuff, shall we? Okay, guys, so that is it. Okay, guys, so I am always a person of my word, okay? Now, guys, I haven't been around for a while to talk about the P. Diddy situation. And as I told you guys in the past, I should have bet you guys, P. Puff Daddy was not going to be guilty of that RICO trial. Didn't I not tell you guys that? Didn't I not tell you that they're going to either come with a deadlock and all of these things? Didn't I not say to you guys? Right? Didn't I not come and tell you, say it would never happen, right? So let's unpack what really occurred since I haven't been here for a minute, all right? Okay, so let's unpack some of these things. Okay, I know you guys heard.
We begin with breaking news. Jurors have reached a partial verdict in the Sean Diddy Combs sexual misconduct trial. The jury reached a verdict on 4 of the 5 counts, but is stuck on the top charge, racketing conspiracy, a charge that could send Combs to jail for life.
The judge has ordered the jury to resume deliberations in the morning. KTLA's Jennifer McGraw is live in the KTLA News Center with the breaking details, steps in the case. Good evening, Jen.
Hi, Sharon, John. This was a quick comeback by the jurors who only just started deliberating yesterday. They say they've come to an agreement on 4 of the 5 charges, but cannot come to an agreement on count 1, racketeering conspiracy.
Okay, guys.
Sean Diddy Combs started learning.
So we realize he was found not guilty for that. Yes? And we realize that if they did really found him guilty, okay, if they really did find him guilty, then that's where they will come and confiscate his assets. So they really want his assets. And you know, when the feds take your assets that they claim is part of crime, you know that money don't go and burn. You know those things don't go and burn. If you have a car that you got to proceed of crime, most of the time the feds or the police will confiscate that and they end up in the police action. Jewelry, all of those kind of things. Your money and all of that just don't go burn, just don't go in garbage because part of proceed of crime. Only person enjoy it is the police and them with all of their project that they have doing, and the victim them and the victim fund. That's where most of your money go. So don't think that because you do something with a crime and you get stuff through a crime, those things throw out or those things are burned or things go in garbage. Other people enjoy your stuff that you get through proceeding of crime. So I'm asking myself, isn't that plain hypocrite? But what can we say? Okay, guys? So remember I came and I said to you that RICO charge is stemming from the White Slave Act. I want you guys to think about it for a minute. I'm the one who come and told you guys this, right? I want you guys to think about the White Slave Act for a second. And who did they drop that on? The Boxer Johnson guy. Didn't I not say that? So I want to unpack and let you guys know again about that White Slave Act right here. This was in the Mann Act, turned to Mann Act in the 1910. Okay, guys? All right, so let's go to the White Slave Act right here. The White Slave Act. All right, guys? Listen. Call the Mann Act now.
On June 25, 1910, Congress passed the Mann Act, also known as the White Slave Traffic Act. It was aimed at keeping innocent girls from being lured into prostitution, but really offered a way to make a crime out of many kinds of consensual sexual activity.
See?
The congressional committees that debated the Mann Act did not believe that...
What did they say? To make nothing out of nothing? And consensual sex. You hear? For yourself. Right? And they're claiming it's supposed to be consent without any influence of drug or narcotic. So the question I ask, if you're a weed smoker and you bring your own weed to go and have what with someone, whose fault is that? Whose business is that? Are you not the one who's drugging up yourself? And if the person who's participating is snorting and taking all of that drugs and consuming all of that drugs like you, that makes it both of you guys are crackhead, addicts and all of these kind of things. So what can I say? So let's unpack again what this White Slave Traffic Act, Mann Act, now turned to the RICO Act is and was. All right, people?
The girl would ever choose to be a prostitute unless she was drugged and held hostage. The law made it illegal to transport any woman or girl across state lines for any immoral purposes. In 1917, the Supreme Court upheld the conviction of two married California men, Drew Caminetti and Maury Diggs, who had gone on a romantic weekend getaway with their girlfriends to Reno, Nevada, and had been arrested. Following this decision, the Mann Act was used in all types of cases. Someone was charged with violating the Mann Act for bringing a woman from one state to another in order to work as a chorus girl in a theater. Wives began using the Mann Act against girls who ran off with their husbands, and the law was used for racist purposes.
See?
Jack Johnson, heavyweight champion of the world, was prosecuted for bringing a prostitute from Pittsburgh to Chicago, but the motivation for his arrest was public outrage over his marriages to white women.
See?
The most famous prosecutions under the law were those of Charlie Chaplin in 1944 and Chuck Berry in 1959 and 1961, who took unmarried women across state lines for immoral purposes. Berry was convicted and spent 2 years in the prime of his musical career in jail.
See?
After Berry's conviction, the Mann Act was enforced only sparingly, but was never repealed. It was amended in 1978 and again in 1986.
See?
Most notably, the 1986 amendments replaced the phrase any other immoral purpose with any sexual activity for which any person can be charged with a criminal offense.
Right there.
This is President Trump just a few moments ago there in the Oval Office issuing a full posthumous pardon to boxer Jack Johnson. This is the president surrounded by a number of VIPs and boxing legends there. Lennox Lewis. Of course, you see Sylvester Stallone.
And he gave him a pardon, the only person. Now, some people could say President Trump's allegedly is an asshole. And then some people could say he's right on. He was the only man that gave the boxer, Johnson, the pardon of that White Sex Slave Act. The White Slave Act turned to the Mann Act, now turned to the RICO Act. When they asked President Obama to do it, he said, no, he's not doing it and never pardoned the boxer. The only person who pardoned him was him. Because he know that act was a racist act, that act was a stupid act, and that act is right now is going to mash up enough black men and their wealth. Okay, and their generational wealth for their children. Remember, I tell you this. So if you're a black man, be mindful, like how I tell my sons, be mindful. Okay, guys? Because this is a new thing now to take down a black man and to talk about RICO charge and all of this, allegedly. Let's unpack.
Famous boxer, of course, Sylvester Stallone, better known as Rocky. They are the folks who had been lobbying for this pardon for years now. Johnson was the first African-American heavyweight
the man dead already gone.
And in what was seen by many as a racial injustice, Johnson was convicted of a crime back in 1913. That crime was transporting a white woman across state lines. He died in 1946.
What did I say?
John McCain, former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, had also been pushing Johnson's case for years.
And Obama ignored that.
Has posthumously pardoned Jack Johnson. It should also be noted that the Obama administration had considered this at one point, but ultimately decided against issuing a full pardon because of some concerns about domestic violence against women.
What did I say?
Well, that Johnson
at that point in time, the Me Too movement was out here rough, and tough. You understand what I'm saying? So these are the things what I'm talking about, folks. So if that what we're dealing with and talking about, then Diddy couldn't be held accountable. Because most of those women had businesses because of Diddy. Most of those women were living lavish life because of Diddy. When somebody pimp you out and take you as sex trafficking, you don't get nothing. The only thing you change is your underwear and your clothes for the next man to enjoy. You're not getting nothing luxury, no living, no good apartment, eating no good food, no red carpet, nothing like that. So they couldn't hold that man with that. Although the man is a creep and a freak, but that's in his bedroom, isn't it? Now for you guys out here are practicing that nastiness. So me just come to unleash and unpack and said if I bet you guys I would be maybe rich right now with how much of you guys are on my live, on my subscribers right now, because most of you guys, what I said, if me did bet $50, me would have enough, little bit of money. And I'm not mean like rich as in rich, you know what I mean. I would have quite a bit of money if I did bet and everybody paid up. Okay, guys? So I'm not a lawyer, not a village lawyer, not a regular lawyer, not a lawyer itself, but I knew. Once I knew the history about the White Slave Act turned to the Mann Act turned to the RICO Act, I said, oh no, now, nada, da, 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 da. Do you understand me, people? So kiss me teeth and pass. So I knew they weren't going to find him guilty. And see, they're doing everything to go sentence that man and don't give that man bail. Why? I don't know. When other people do all of these kind of things and get away with it. Okay, people? So these are the things what I'm talking about. So what can I say? That's what it is. And I just had to come and enlighten that for a second so you guys could know what I'm talking about quite so. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So from there, guys, we want to talk about some other things. Because I'm going to try to give you guys an hour of a content, so to speak. All right? Let's go down here for a second. Hold on, hold on, hold on. So we want to get to an alternate juror that spoke about the jury Diddy case. Okay, so let's get to this juror that was part of it, but didn't really was part of it. Let's talk.
Joining me now is
Listen.
an alternate juror who was in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. George is joining us right now. This was 7 weeks of your life, hearing all of this testimony. You were an alternate. You did not deliberate, but did you agree with the final verdict?
I understood the final verdict, and I think because I took a copious amount of notes overall. I took 350 pages worth of notes. Because at the end, we weren't told who was an alternate, who was the...
He also said that the Jane girl that came and testified, he said it was almost out of a movie. He knows she was lied. She was a liar, and it was scripted. An alternate juror came out, come talk, hear it for yourself. Okay, so until we get to there, then we're going to jump off of this and move to something else.
Until literally the last second, when they were reading when the judge was reading his entire statement at the end, it was like, the first 12 are the jurors, the last 5 are the alternates. So we didn't know, even in the jury room, no one treated everyone, we were equal, because we didn't know who was who.
Would you have acquitted him on RICO?
I think reading all my notes and looking back at the evidence, I probably would have reached the same conclusion as the other jurors.
What was it about that charge?
I don't, the thing with the, because we were asked and the judge had instructed us that we have to find him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I think there was always a little bit of doubt.
What did I say?
Mind. And I think it was a tough case to prove, especially the first one. And there was always a little bit of doubt there, even from the beginning.
See, I told you. Listen.
I think some of the
witness.
The charges, some of the witnesses,
lies.
If you look at it one way, but then when you were listening to the defense, you could see it their way as well.
Were there any witnesses that made you think, I don't believe this?
Listen.
There was one that I think unanimously we kind of all said like, wow, like it was almost like watching like TV.
What did I say?
It was like like when I think her name was Dawn.
Or Jane, Dawn. Sorry, guys, Dawn.
That one. Mm-hmm. When she on cross-examination. I mean, I never saw such a cross-examination. It was very impressive to watch.
What was it about it?
I think just how the defense, got into her and really made her, look very not credible.
What did I say, guys?
I even wrote in my notebook that it was like a takedown.
Really? And that was pretty early on.
That was pretty early on.
From the opening statements.
Okay, guys. So, like I said, guys, I haven't been here for a while. But I'm watching and I'm listening. And I told you guys from day one, he was not going to be found guilty if we're coming from the White Slave Act to the Mann Act to the RICO Act. It's the same act. They just change the name and amend it and add stuff to it that they're adding now to it. And the only person it's going to affect for is black men. Remember, I tell you this. Okay, guys? So be aware and be mindful. Okay? Because the world nowadays is not level. And we know how it goes as black people when it comes to the court system. At times it's not fair for us. Okay, guys? So I had to come and share that with you guys and let you guys know. Okay? That I'm on it and I was watching these things all along, and I'm going to come and revise some of these things of all of that. Okay, guys? So since we're in 40 minutes of all of that, guys, let's get to new rules, okay? And you know, Alkaline came up with a new song. Yeah? And Alkaline have a song, you know, the man came to Canada and the man started to shout out. Remember the Canadian word most of the time they use disgusting. And the man come out here and he have a song, and the man's song is off the chart, and the song is great and good, guys. Okay, and I'm telling you, the song Bud, and let's listen to a little bit and jump off of it quick. All right, listen.
Ever tried an
1
online
second.
casino and
Right?
thought,
1 second. Ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen.
What is alright? What is alright? What is alright? What is alright? Disgusting.
Bam. And we're not going to drag out anything else. So that brings us to new rules, yes? And before we get to new rules, people, we want to talk about some things. Remember I said from day one, you guys been fighting the artists. Remember the artist never had to really link up with nobody to get a forward. He always did everything on his own, okay? At one point, many artists out here always stuck in many other people's shadow. So if you guys say that he was in the Vice Cartel shadow, that's how the dancehall is set up, that one man reign and everybody else have to follow on his footstep. If you're sheep and what have you guys call you guys self. Okay? So at this point in time, when you really think about it, it's disturbing and troubling for me, right? And I just want to get to the part where Idonia said when everybody was bullying the youth, he was the only one. So the man go through a lot of bullying, so that's why he doesn't trust people really in dancehall. The man go through so much scrutiny. That's why he doesn't want to do no interview with none of you people that have a podcast, including the Dirty Fix, because you guys do him so bad. Help bully him, help tear him down, and I want him try. You guys continue. Not only that, what is so troubling and disturbing for me, you guys are comparing a 32-year-old youth to a 50-year-old man and a grandpa. Cartel is 50, Alkaline is 32. So make sense for me how you can compare a big man who in the music industry long time than an Alkaline will really make it out here like no. Not only that, we saw in new rules that they also have in the bands a woman. When was the last time you see somebody in a bands and a woman is on the bands playing the shit out of the guitar? You guys never come and highlight that. But I am going to highlight that because you guys don't know I like Alkaline, but even when he's wrong, I will come out here and say he's wrong. When he's right, I'm right here saying he's right, people. We're not sheeps, we're actually fans. You know what I mean? So I don't have to say this. Let's drop this for a second. Let's go back into the past for a second. Right? Listen. Listen.
I feel like enough people when them see that link they go on at first like them was surprised like, oh, you know that whole link they actually kind of happened to Marcus. You know that I youth from New York, you see me? I'm a friend that from a long time. Most of them show them I don't know him and things, so you know him kind of made the link and I talk to Kerry. You see me? But Kerry and Kim went to school together. So them know each other from their school days, you know. So, like me was one of the hungry man them where when the whole industry want pre-alcohol, I say pretty for her. You know, if him want to talk, so him want to talk, so bro. For him career, him do film things like, you don't want to bully the youth for say. We don't want him for say.
You're there?
But I suppose to free mind, him supposed to talk how him feel and defend when him want to defend that.
Right,
you see me, if you respect him for that, because him a defend for him thing, but you know them go bully him. You not work with them, no try fight him.
What did I tell you?
Just make him bigger. And you can relate. You understand? So, I see him, you know. So.
All right, people.
I feel like enough people when them see that link they go on at first like them was surprised like, oh, you know that whole link they actually kind of happened to Marcus.
You know, that you from New York, you see me? I'm a friend that from a long time. Most
Right?
of the show them, I don't know him and things, so. You know, him kind of make the link and me talk to Kerry. You see me?
Do you hear that for you guys self?
Kerry and Kim went to school together.
Right, guys?
So, like me was one of the hungry man them way when the whole industry was actually pretty good for what.
You understand, guys? So did you hear that for yourself?
Film career, I do film things like you know what bully the youth for say. Wait.
You understand? So did you guys hear that for yourself? So enough bullying the man gets. So do you blame him for him to be in himself? Not really a talk. Not really a do no interview. No wasting his time with you guys. You don't hear what the man said in his last interview. You guys have to know how to go about and dealing with others when it comes to Jamaicans. Didn't he not say that? So why are you guys fighting your youth? And my question is, I'm going to ask again, why do you guys continue to pit the artists against each other? Why do you guys continue to bring war in the music industry? Why do you guys always want to see some kind of clash and war, bust out your head, suck your mother, all these kind of things? Why do you guys think that's supposed to be applicable in the dancehall? So therefore, if those things are applicable in dancehall, therefore dancehall is part of the violence then. Why do you guys just cannot see the artists them get together and be themselves? Or if other artists don't want to say that Vice Cartel is their artist, why should it be a problem? Why should every artist coming up or boss should fall underneath the umbrella of Gaza? Why can't they have their own identity, their own thought, their own mind, their own belief, their own music? Why not? So these are the things that I'm talking about, guys. All right? So from there, guys, we're going to end up going to all the way to new rules. All right, guys? New rules, we want to talk about new rules, right? You know, see, new rules bring out the bands. When Cartel perform, no bands. When Cartel decide that he don't want Sting to play and bombard Sting with Joe Bonovich and his mental slavery situation, all the bandsman them who was supposed to come to Sting never get no money. Never come and play. All the people them who was waiting on that Sting to send them their youth to school out of that money that they were going to sell anything at that gate couldn't get to be there. You understand what I'm saying? And majority of the people them who really want to go Sting for a local change end up have to pay arm and a leg to go to the Vice Cartel show. When was the last time you guys hear Alkaline out here give a free ticket? When was the last time you hear Alkaline have any of his concert them and he's dropping the prices of the tickets? You know what Alkaline show you guys? Alkaline show you guys about family structure. Always make the family stick together. Alkaline almost acting like now, like a white man almost acting like now, like an Indian man and all the culture, because they say business and keep the business in the family with close friends and family. And that's what the white folks been doing all of this time, passing on their generation wealth to their immediate families. Better that your immediate family rob you more time, more than strangers. Not only that, Alkaline proved to the world as well, again, that he doesn't need Joe Bonovich to keep no dancing in Jamaica. Vice Cartel came out that didn't need Joe to keep that big dance. When Alkaline out here dropping his new rules all over, and I him I get most of the money and I pocket most of the money. Set up everything without a problem. Set up everything without the police them and the squad they come lock off that, and Alkaline have to come and tell the squad them about their mother. So you see how the man talented? You see how the man articulate? You see how the man plan out things? So the best thing in life, when you talk less, things go smooth because you plan things. When you talk a lot of things go over your head and a lot of things miss you because you talk a lot. And a lot of people cannot set up your life if they don't know your next move. So the man play chess. So when they ask Alkaline what is his principal name, what if he doesn't really want you guys to know the nitty-gritty of his family? Not for you guys out here set up people with guns, set up people life. Enough artists fall by the wayside because of friends and foes. So the man moved discreetly and neatly. The man said enough time he's in Jamaica, nobody don't know he's there. And per all the time he's in Jamaica. So Alkaline show family planning, family making money together. Alkaline showing us a woman can be in a bands too. Hold up the female right there in the bands. Because long time we never see a female out here playing guitar. We had a female out here sing out them short and sing out them underneath. You understand what I say? Not only that Alkaline prove to the world that you don't need Joe Bonovich or Scatter to keep nothing in Jamaica. Not only that, Alkaline have all of the visa them in all of the world where he go without any problem. And it's a visa link. It's a Barclay last name. Putting that application and get it without no link because he has no criminal charges. And him an artist. Not a bag of yes man behind him. Yup, disgusting. None of that. Not a bag of entourage. So the man found low and neatly, discreetly, and I make him money. So you guys are out here comparing a 32-year-old to a 50-odd-year-old man. We're in the business long time at the seat. Black and all of that, allegedly. Who Alkaline a blackout? Who Alkaline a peer? Selected not to play their music. Who Alkaline a said don't play this man music? You know, see the people them when now getting a highlight like the Tifa, the Silk Boss, and everybody you don't see right now they get a highlight on New Rules. When Popcorn had his show, did he invite all of those people on it? Nope. Nope. But the LGBT end up in that. Enough other artists never end up in that. Remember? Police came and lock off that. And Popcorn end up fighting with the police them. So who Alkaline out here fight with when he drop his New Rules concert more than once now? Who is he out here fighting? On the stage, which bag of man pack up on the stage when it comes to Alkaline? Which man behind Alkaline who a water bottle to go and give it to their persons? Huh? So you hear what Alkaline tell the nation? Come together and learn to love each other. That's the message I heard. Okay? And not only that, this man has a band where there's woman in the bands. When since you see a woman play a guitar, most of these women know these days love music, sing up music, wind up for music, and can't play nothing, not even piano. And every day they're out here, they love music. So let's get to New Rules, quick and fast. Let's get to New Rules and Alkaline concerts, okay? And show you the woman I'm talking about in the bands. All right? Let's drop this quick and fast.
About 22 days ago,
1 second.
I started
I want to show you guys the bands, lady. Wait. Me go keep it on the bands. As soon as I get to the bands, lady, I'll show you. Me have to try to find pick up the bands. Okay. So we had to drop the bars first. Okay. So we had to drop the bars first. I'm saying bars are for every boss, yes? All right. Let's find let's find New Rules, Silk Boss, and then you're gonna see the bands lady behind. I'll Silk Boss get a forward. Because Silk Boss say he likes one woman only and not a bunch of girl. So when you don't have a bunch of women running around, you're an idiot, you're a fool. Okay? So I want to get to Silk Boss. 1 second. 1 second. Right here. Wait there. Hold on, man. Let me pick up the bands lady for you guys. 1 second. Wait now. Wait. I'm trying to find her. She's right there, but Silk Boss, I kind of hide her a little bit. Right there. Bam. Look on right there. So look on the young girl right here with the guitar, man, and she gonna perform the whole night. When them lower the key, she lower the key. Bad guitarist right here, and Alkaline do that. Put a woman on stage in the bands and make she do her thing. Why you guys never highlight that? How come you guys never highlight Miss Banzi, Miss Guitarist? Big up your sis, yourself, young girl. Whoever you is or you're a woman, big up yourself. Because a long time in a music, we not see a guitarist as a woman. So that's what the man do. The man said New Rules. New everything. What the man say? New rules and new everything. So how can you go around this artist? Tell me, no man. So let's finish and drop Silk Boss performance. Yes?
No, man, it's all like not eat crap. I want to go on. I want to go on in a new road. I may hear everyone like people there, but they are tread on it. It's a boy, I run like a boy, it's a rope over the party, don't they? Boy, level me. But I see from Ghana, what I lose.
What up, it's more
Okay, people. 1 second. Come again.
It's what like the newer ones,
right.
them kind of.
Let me back it up on one. See the female guitarist here, people. Loud and clear. Here is the female guitarist right there. Didn't you guys not supposed to highlight this young girl here? Or a young woman right here? When was the last time you see in a bands woman out here I play guitar other than dash out them dash out? Make we talk no man. Let we talk no man. So that's what I came to highlight in Euros. Alkaline, you do everything. You have the visa for the world. You like the city. No problem when you go through. Yes, you don't have to walk with a bag of yes man behind you. You don't have to come with a bag of guns, bag of this, bag of that, bag of controversy in an interview for people to know who you are. Them. So you say, if you want to know me, listen to my songs. If you guys want to know Alkaline, listen to his song. And the new song, Disgusting, Bad UF. So right here, people were here to highlight the lady band lady in the bands, people. No doubt. Okay, guys, let's get to Tifa performance right here. Okay? Almost. Da 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 da. Look at the guitarist, man. John Oscar. See her there? Look at her, people. See her there? Look, pan sister. And a girl that. She looks very young. So who came out and highlight this girl? Who came out and highlight her? Me over here highlight her goodly. So me I talk about? So there was lots of things other than Alkaline performance that we could come and drag out. The female guitarist. Right, yes, sir? Yeah, see her there? Guitarist? What do no, man? What's wrong with you guys? Right?
All right. St. James full of armor. Dirty monkey get couple and banana. Got to enough than the seed in the guava. Smelling Cortana, what a drama, bangarama, still bad. All when my mother tell me about karma. Oh, when I'm an evil and such I'm a father. So I see from Ghana to the life of
Bam. Oh my. I'll Tifa go on with herself. Boy, Tifa, me not really did like the outfit, but me not knock you. You come out with yourself, mama. Okay? So I'll Tifa come out here and do her thing. Tifa flick me say, I said I couldn't believe. But Tifa handle it. Our money also handle it as well. Okay? By dissing Valiant, me don't know why. But Tifa came out real good, guys, and new rules. All right? Even that before that she had her interview, right? And all of that. So Tifa go on with herself at New Rules, Alkaline, to be honest. And you can't really knock her performance, you know, because you really don't see Tifa that much. You don't really see Tifa that much. And it's kind of sad though that we don't really see Tifa that much performing, because Tifa have some good song. More time, you know, but at the end of the day, what can we say? But let's see if we can find look a bit of Tifa. If not, maybe just go kiss my teeth and pass literally. Come on, man, where's Tifa? Let me see if we can find her. Oh, I keep on coming up Armani. Why? So Alkaline. Geez, people, I can't even find Tifa, and I was watching her this morning. Seriously? Can't find Tifa, she. But Tifa go on good on it, people, to be honest. Like, I wanted to just finish it with Tifa. Tifa really went... performance. I don't see it. I don't see it. Why? I don't know where. I was watching it this morning. I should have sent it to my email. But... this is intense. Where's Tifa? Oh, people, I can't find it, bro. Next time when I come with another content, I will bring Tifa. I don't see it. But she going good. She evil. Yeah, she going with herself, man. But can't find it, right? But Tifa really going with herself. She really she go on with herself really and truly, okay? But that's what I had to come and highlight and tell you guys. So at the end of the day, when you really think about it, Alkaline Show has enough changes and enough things that he done, a lot of people haven't done. And Alkaline proved to the world that he's capable of doing a lot more. Okay, guys? So that's the content that I had to drop. So thank you guys for stopping by. And just don't forget to like and subscribe and comment, okay? And don't forget to turn on your notification bell. And thank you for the new subscribers. Until I come again another day with another content or two. Peace out.